All right. Here we go. Orange Men Podcast. Dave and Clint here with you. Searching for the truth.
I feel like you're off the screen.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, get a little closer.
Yeah.
How's that better?
Looks great, man. How's it going?
It's going good.
You needed your drumsticks.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that. It's pretty pathetic. All right. It's good to be back. It's been
Too long. Far too long.
several weeks since we got together.
And there's been a whole lot of shit has happened.
Yeah.
In the state of this country and the world, as a matter of fact.
I'm not too worried about the world right now.
Well,
A little worried about this country.
got the Africans talking about kill the white farmers. That's pretty crazy.
What's wrong with that?
I guess nothing. It's over in Africa. Who cares, right?
I mean, what are they farming? GMOs?
Nah. I think just...
This thing working?
Is this thing on?
It's on. I got a long neck. All right, everybody. Good to be back. We're going to get into these Trump indictments. I think it's important we talk about that. And,
The Trump troubles.
yeah, I got some stuff I want to play for you.
All right.
Yeah. So why don't we roll right into that?
Hey, let's get into it.
All right. So I got the Trump campaign put out a new ad. I thought was pretty interesting. Wait, this is the best part. Okay, player. Then
Welcome
you gotta
back, everybody. Welcome back. Dave and Clint here with you. Speaking the truth, seeing the truth, saying the truth.
go. As we say it, whether you like it or not.
There you go.
Amen. Amen, brother.
Facts over your feelings, baby.
I think we got to check this out.
Listen up.
How far will the most corrupt president in history go to keep Republicans from winning back the White House? Meet the cast of unscrupulous accomplices he's assembled to get Trump. Alvin Bragg, the radical liberal New York prosecutor who refuses to prosecute violent criminals. Jack Smith, who's made a career persecuting innocent Republican officials. Letitia James, the socialist who ran on the promise, I'll go after Trump. And Biden's newest lackey, Atlanta DA, Fani Willis. So incompetent, on her watch, violent crimes have exploded. So tainted, Willis was thrown off one case for trying to prosecute a political opponent. So corrupt, Willis got caught hiding a relationship with a gang member she was prosecuting. So dishonest, Willis was accused of creating a fake subpoena. Welcome to the Fraud Squad.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Here you go, baby.
What you talking about, Willis?
So it's funny. Every time Biden gets, they bring up charges against Biden, there's another indictment. So I'm assuming there's going to be a fourth one against Trump at some point.
4, 5, 6. I mean,
Yeah, they're going to keep coming. They got to get rid of this guy because he's gonna bury them all.
kind of like what we were talking about, earlier. You got the obviously Fani here in Georgia is going to bring up something. I think it's only a matter of time before Pennsylvania probably comes up with something. You know what I mean? Because the more tries they try at this, the more they're going to try to get something to happen or stick. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's funny. All the corruption in the Biden administration is just going. I mean, nothing's going to happen. Let's be honest.
I believe it.
Nothing is going to happen. Yeah, the Republicans can scream and investigate and search and bring all the evidence that they want. Nothing's going to happen. I mean, there's not going to be an impeachment. There's not going to be any criminal prosecution. The only chance we have is to get these people out of office, and Trump's the only one who can do that.
Right.
But I'm they're trying to put him in jail for, speaking the truth. I mean, everybody had questions about this election. Everybody. And he questions it. Now it's a criminal offense. I don't get it.
Oh, it's just one thing to make it up. I mean, they're trying to push anything to get them off of the ballot or to get them out of the way. And it's not even just this administration. I mean, look at what happened with the Obama thing, with the chef. It just got washed under the rug. You know what I mean? Like swept back into the pond.
Why'd they kill their chef?
I don't know. I'm not saying who killed who. I'm just what happened to the guy? He drowned in 8 foot of water, and he was like an Olympic style, professional swimmer. So it's all these. It's what you said before, repeatedly, and we hear from the crowd that we follow that you had a guy that was a businessman come in, exposed
the swamp,
the nonsense that goes into all these bills and all this money laundering that's going on around the world that we the taxpayers, we the people are funding. And they didn't like it. They don't like it. And they don't want us to, I mean, there's people out there that realize it, but they don't want us to be shown just how bad we know it's bad. They don't want the normies, the everyday citizens that don't really care and just go out and vote, that aren't really paying attention. They watch their nightly news or the, World News Tonight with David Muir, because.
Right. Trump's bad. Trump's bad.
Exactly. So that's all they're watching, and that's all they see. And the stuff that is going on behind the scenes with Biden and the Congress and the House subcommittees that are trying to push this stuff, they're not seeing because nobody's showing it
to them, right?
Exactly.
Well,
but the more you keep on putting Trump out there with these indictments, the more people see it. They're gonna go, "Well, he must be." Listen, he must be guilty of something if they have all this stuff on him.
Well, the one good thing about it is he's going to be able to produce his evidence in court.
Well, that's the double-edged sword that they're falling on here. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you're going to say that here's what I do have.
Right. You're going to say I was lying about the election? Well, here's my proof.
Here's the evidence that I do have that you wouldn't allow me to see or show in court before because you
threw it out on standing. You have no standing.
Which they say, well, he lost all those cases, which wasn't the fact because they never.
Not accurate. He did not lose those cases.
They never were able to proceed with any case.
Right. So they're just demonizing and vilifying, making it look like we're just lying crybabies. This is the. I don't know if it's the most corrupt administration in history because. It looks like it because of all the stuff that has been uncovered.
Yeah.
But going back to Abraham Lincoln. I mean, what do you think? It's just one guy said, I don't like this guy. I'm going to shoot him in the head. I don't think so.
Definitely not.
The Democrats had him killed.
Yeah.
They got rid of Kennedy, and how many other presidents they tried? They even tried to kill Reagan.
Yep.
And I'm surprised Trump's still alive, to be honest with you. I don't know that this is going to play well for them, but I don't. It's so corrupt. The swamp is so deep. I don't even think Trump knew how deep it was. I really don't.
Agreed.
And I think it's deeper than anybody ever thought it was. There's more corruption in government. I mean, look at these people. Biden what's he make? $100,500 a year, $200,000 a year, and he's got 2 mansions.
Oh, he's got more than that.
Well, whatever, but
it's just 2 that are on the books.
A public servant becomes a multi-millionaire.
Yeah. Well,
same with Barack Obama. What did he have when he got in?
He didn't have shit.
Him and Mike.
But even like Biden's family, his brother, his sister, all have all kinds of homes, companies.
You imagine if Trump had 20 shell companies, what would be happening right now?
Well, that's the part that like aggravates me because we spent millions of dollars going back to the Mueller report, and that showed nothing. So if this guy was as corrupt and dirty and
he's not.
No, I know, but if he was, you would have found something along those lines. Everybody, the news, the 51 with the laptop stuff, or the 51 special, So it
All
wasn't
fraud.
it wasn't 49, it was 51. We got to make it so it seems even worse. 51. It wasn't 40, it was 51. All fake, all lied. But you have all these, like when are I hate saying when are people going to wake up because I don't know I don't know that they are.
They're never going to wake up.
And
We've been, our eyes have been, the wool has been pulling.
Listen, we've been doing this show for.
We've been blinded for so long.
We're going on 3 years coming up here, and it's, like people are like, well, fire Fauci, you couldn't. The swamp, maybe Mike Pence was put there. He was placed there to keep Trump in fucking reigned, and we don't know. Like a lot of, like even Trump said it. Like John Bolton, the guy that was, he was put there. Like all these people were placed in his cabinet, in his purview, like they were pushed. He took bad advice the first time, and like you said before, he knows now.
Yeah, he's not gonna make the same mistake twice. Hopefully, he gets the opportunity to totally redeem himself. But we'll see how that goes. I was talking to some people yesterday, and they were talking about about the moon landing being faked, and they asked me what I thought, and I said, typically, I wouldn't believe something like that, but you look back at the corruption, it's plausible.
Right.
It's plausible. Sure, they could have faked it. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'd hate to think that we faked it, but I also hate to think we blew up the World Trade Centers. And we fucking clearly did.
Right.
Now, we can argue about how they did it. It doesn't matter to me what your theory is about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those buildings were imploded. I don't give a shit about none of that. The government was behind it, and that's the real question. Right. It doesn't matter how they went down or what your theory is on how they went down, or jet fuel couldn't bring them down. I don't give a shit about none of that. We were behind it. The United States government planned it and made it happen. And that's a fact.
I tend to agree. Knowing 20 years later,
right,
the information that has come out, whether you, like you said, it doesn't matter how or
they had me hooked. They had me hooked. I'm thinking to myself, there's no fucking way our government would ever do that to its own people.
Well, you were on the bridge.
Bullshit. Well, I watched it happen. I can't imagine that anybody in their right mind would allow or even plan something like that, to allow that to happen to their own people. It's disgusting.
Well, it also, so you have the trillions of dollars spent in building, in tearing down these two countries in Iraq and Afghanistan. I mean, chances are, if you want to be 100% honest with people, they knew where Osama bin Laden was the whole time. They knew he was in Iran. They shuttled him to Iran first, and they know he was in Pakistan. The whole, 0 Dark 30 thing, I don't care what anybody says. It was a movie, but they knew where. You probably had the one CIA analyst figure it out, but they knew where this person was all along. And it was when they needed the chip to be played.
Right.
They played it, and Obama going to run re-election because we got the most wanted man in the world that took down the Twin Towers, and everybody was all for it.
Osama bin Laden was not behind 9/11. He was just the fall guy.
Well, yeah, he was just like everybody else.
He was the fall guy. He was the reason for us to start the war machine back up.
Because
again.
I believe the guy's name was Tim Osman or something along those lines.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, but then you have like Halliburton and all these other. We're gonna think about this. We're gonna do the same thing with Ukraine. Ukraine has no path to victory. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how much money we funnel there. I don't care what kind of military weapons. I sent you the article last week. 43,000 military people have died. Ukrainians have died since June 4th of this year. 43,000. And a lot of those people now, because we talked about it before, are now civilians that they're going, here, go fight for your country. While Zelensky's got his hand out collecting money.
Billions.
But what's going to happen is...
Doesn't he have a mansion in Florida?
Yeah. What's going to happen is, right next to Biden's island in the Keys, what's going to happen is you're going to have again, we're gonna help you rebuild, and all these government contracts are gonna come through, and they're gonna help rebuild Ukraine, and people are making money, like the military-industrial complex that's making it now. But going back to the lines of Trump being indicted, this is all stuff that we are now seeing, and I think like social media and everything else has gotten away from. Like just information is so fast now, you know what I mean? Like it's hard for the government. It's not like you got the Daily News or the New York Times.
Well, there's no real journalism anymore. It's parroting now. Tell us what to say, we'll say it.
Yes.
Just keep the money flowing.
Yes.
That's all it's about.
It's a threat to our democracy.
Yeah, these people have no fucking conscience.
No.
They don't care about innocent Americans. They don't care about nobody. They care about themselves. It's a me, me, me world right now. It's a me, 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 me country. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Nobody's willing to do anything. Here, let me.
Sadly, you probably correct.
Let me play Kayleigh McEnany here real quick.
Yes.
So get this. Joe Biden repeatedly refuses to comment on the Trump indictments. He insists that he has an entirely independent DOJ. Do you remember this?
Mr. President, what do you say to Americans to convince them that they should trust the independence and fairness of the Justice Department when your predecessor, Donald Trump, repeatedly attacks it?
Because you notice, I have never once, not one single time, suggested to the Justice Department what they should do or not do relative to bringing a charge or not bringing a charge. I'm honest.
I'm honest. I mean, that was a little creepy, but not so quick. An April New York Times article titled, Biden's Response to Trump's Indictment, 4 Ways to Say No Comment. He's really good at that, isn't he? Well, they have this passage buried 14 paragraphs down. They always bury the really big news way deep down, as you'll notice here. Here's the quote. He does have opinions, he being Joe Biden. In the past, Mr. Biden privately told his close circle of advisors that Mr. Trump posed a threat to democracy, and here's the big point, and he should be prosecuted for his role in the events of January 6th. He also told confidants that he wanted Attorney General Merrick B. Garland to stop acting like a ponderous judge and to take decisive action.
There you go. What more do you need to hear? I'm honest.
Honest Joe.
Honest Abe. Piece of crap.
Yeah, I would tend to agree that, again, it's a political opponent that you're continuously going after. And every time, something pops up with your smartest man, your son, who happens to be a 50-plus-year-old man.
Dumbass.
Is every time something comes up, then the next day or two, oh, we got him now. This time we got him. Trump's going down.
Yeah.
So it's like a tit for tat. Like, oh, you want to spring this on me? All right, well, we'll change the narratives and we'll have the news cycles. Listen,
turn on CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, all them freaking libtard channels.
Right.
All they talk about is Trump and the indictments. There's nothing about Hunter Biden. Nothing about the corruption of Joe Biden.
Right.
There's no journalism. It's just parroting, like I said. It's just they're being told what to say and they're saying it.
Well, yeah, they got their talking points.
Yeah.
The daily news brief is, oh, here we got to push this agenda on Trump and keep Hunter and Joe's name out your mouth.
Yeah, right. That's a good one.
Oh, we're going
to slap that shit.
Yeah,
right
we're going to get Will Smith over here.
It's ridiculous. It's sad.
Well,
I just don't know if there's anything we can do, though.
It is sad because there's no. The journalism is like us, the people here. You know what I mean? Like the people in our space that are trying to show you, what we found and what we kind of dig up in other alternative medias, because everybody's like, wow, that's right wing or that's left wing, like
right. Well, because they have to put some kind of evil to it.
Yeah, the truth's in there. It's just, listen, I don't know. I kind of
the proof in the pudding's in the eating.
Right. Don't toss. I don't know. It's just, again, they're going to keep on pushing. And if they get Trump off of the ballot in a few select states, then that's what's going to happen. That's what they're trying to do. They got to, like you said, they're doing their best. They're going to keep on coming with something. I mean, you got constitutional. I mean, even lefty Alan Dershowitz is like, this is all bogus. But yet, when he says it, it's like, nah, you don't listen to that guy. But when he says stuff negatively about Trump, but it's positive for their side, they're like, oh, listen to that guy.
Right. That's a huge double standard.
And he's supposed to be the renowned constitutional lawyer in the country, and it's, don't listen when he says stuff like this, but listen when he says stuff like that. And it's, again, it's two-sided, and it's the wording of the news media and the left that gets people charged up.
There's no more truth, bro. There's no more truth.
Well,
everything is smoke and mirrors.
Sadly, it's listen. The truth is what you go when you go out on the streets. That's the truth. When you see everybody getting along, everybody's we're all struggling our own way with gas prices, food prices, utility prices. You know what I mean? That's the truth.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're all out here in America doing the same thing, trying to get by, regardless of what they're saying on the news and everything else. Like, it's not all hunky-dory. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate anybody. You don't hate anybody. Most of the people out here don't hate anybody because of their gender, trans, skin color. We're all trying to get by, do the same thing.
Well, every time you ask people on the street, hey, do you think Trump's a racist? They're like, yeah. Well, give me an example. I don't feel like talking to you.
You're a racist for asking.
Yeah, there's no one's got an argument.
Well, they don't have the substance to back up the argument.
Right. That just tells me that it's
well, they're listening to the news.
It's just an agenda.
Yeah. They're listening to the news.
Yeah, well, I mean, give me let's have a conversation. Give me your opinion. Why do you think he's a racist? No one can do it. Nobody. I'm done with it. Tired of this nonsense.
Correct.
Here, we're going to be having a...
What is President Trump's response to all of this?
I think what he said outside the last January 6th arraignment was perfect. It says it all. This is not America. This is not how you fight your political opponents, because you can't win on issues and you can't win on policies. Your borders are going to hell. We have drugs and pandemic. I mean, it's a mess. Our country is a mess. So what do? They arrest Trump over and over again to distract you from the corruption that's happening inside the Biden administration and the policies that they can't win on. I think that is what this is. If anything, it's an indicator of how strong Trump just is, right? And the polls, of course, speak to it. But when they come at you in such an unwavering way, in such an un-American way, an unprecedented way, you know that they're afraid. And I think that you know him personally, Maria. He's a strong person. He's also very much in love with this country, and they're not going to stop him.
That's the thing. That's what gets me about Trump. That's what I love about him. Any other man would have fucking put his head between his legs, kissed his ass goodbye, and would have been gone. This is truth in action. This is what you're seeing.
Right.
And it's inspiring to me. And I just hope enough people see it and we can have a free and fair election this time around and we can get our country back. But I don't know that we can beat this corruption. I don't know that there's enough of us. I don't know that there's enough of us in the right places to beat this corruption, because the fact that they're getting away with what they're getting away with is mind-boggling to me, and no one can stop it. And that's where we're at, and sad. But let's stay nuclear MAGA. Let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep talking the truth, and hopefully we take our country back.
Yes.
Anything you want to add before we hit the road?
No.
All right.
Just hit the links, everybody. Get yourself something nice. Support the show. Small businesses that support us. First Warrior Redcon 1, My Patriot Cigar, and Reaper Apparel Company. All links are in the description box below. And yeah, I mean, if there's a guy that could easily just walk away and be like, "Fuck it, I'm done," it's that guy.
Yep.
And
Donald J. Trump.
I hear a lot. I see a lot of posts where people are like, listen, if he's a puppet and we all fucking vote him back in and we get bamboozled, then fuck it. We're getting fucked either way.
Either way. I'll take my chances with Trump.
Exactly. I'll take the chances with the guy that everybody seems to hate for some reason. And if we all are swinging from the gallows after that, then
so be it.
Yeah, right.
I when Trump was in office, it was the best time of my life. I had more money. Prices were down. The only shit that was going on was the BLM and the Antifa and the burning of cities, and that wasn't Trump's fault.
Nah. That was manufactured violence created to have a narrative to people vote against them.
Right.
Just like the not gonna say it.
I don't know what you're...
Demic.
Oh, the scam-demic, yeah. Well, that's what it was. We all got scammed. Anyway, we'll catch you on the next episode, everybody. Orange Men out.
Follow, like, and share.